Hello everybody. It's been raining, so we got a break in the rain, and I just wanted to give you a quick look at how I transplant my sunflowers, because I've had tons of them come in pots or come up in pots where the seeds dropped last year. So I'm moving them out of my actual garden area and I'm putting them out in the yard. And it's always best to wait till it rains and the ground is wet to transplant a wildflower. And basically a sunflower is a wildflower, because that way most of the time you can transplant it, not have to worry about watering it. If it rains for several days, it's good to go. It has the best chance of survival after you transplant it and not having to water it all the time. So here we go. First of all, I got to get me some gloves. I'm going to get a garden trowel, and then we'll come over here and we'll get our sunflowers. I think I've got a bucket full or a pot full over here that I need to transplant. Now, I think I've already transplanted the bucket full out in the rock garden, and I've got a pot here where a sunflower was growing in it last summer, right down there on the bottom. And I don't want to leave all of them in there. That's too many sunflowers for one pot. So I'm going to get those pulled out. Not all of them. I may leave one or two of them, maybe three in that pot. Because I got this brace right here I can attach them to if they get too wild and crazy, or if the wind blows too hard and it blows them over. But I try to get a little bit of dirt with them. Look at all the roots on that. Quite a few roots. And I need to get me a bucket or something to put them in, or here. I've got a pot here that I'm going to just lay them in. See, sometimes if you have too many growing in one spot, some of the smaller ones will die out. There's too many right there, especially growing in a pot. And see, I got some dirt with it, and that's two of them, because there's a little one. Like I said, I'm not going to take them all out because I want to leave some of them in this pot. That's 4 of them left in here. I think that'll be good. And I'm going to take these and put them in the rock garden. And we got Lucky right here with us. Look at here. He heard me talking to the camera, and he knew I was around in the garden, so he had to come out here. Now I've got a bunch of them. See how I planted them close to the stump? There's one big bunch of them to the right over there. And then I put some around it. And then I put some on the property line. Right here. And see, they kind of wilted down. If I can show them to you. Get my glove off. I showed them in a video already. See right there? All I did was come out here and dig a hole, put my sunflower in it. I did put a little bit of water on it the first day I planted it, and then I haven't done anything to it since. The rain has been doing the rest, and I've got one right there. And I'm going to add a couple, I think. I'm going to add a couple to the property line. I like to leave enough space between them that I can mow around. I might be able to put one right in here. Yep, Lucky's going to mark the spot. But sunflowers are real easy to get to grow. Can I dig a hole here, or is it going to be a rock? Huh? There's a rock there. Mike can put one right here. Look at that. It's really dry, even though it's been raining. It has not rained that much. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and put another one over here. I've got 3 or 4 there now, though. I don't know if I will need to put any more out there. Maybe another 1 or 2 here. Bring you a little bit closer. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything special to the ground except digging a hole, if I can. This ground is kind of hard. And there's a rock down there. I have to go on this side, I guess. There's a rock down there, too. Oh, there. I can get it in there. That's my problem with these rocks. You got to dig between the rocks if you can to plant anything. And there's one down at the bottom, so I don't know if it'll live there or not. Maybe here. Because I want to get it down as deep as I can to ensure my sunflower is going to live. And I'm just going to put it right down in the hole. Dirt and all. Now, since it is so dry, even after it's rained a little bit out here, I will get a little bit of water or compost tea. And I will water that just a little bit with compost tea. And I have one here that I think I'm going to add one to, because there's only one. And I thought it'd be neat to have a sunflower growing right here beside this rock seat. Sit down here for a minute. But the ground is dry down in here. I don't know if it'll live there or not. Maybe I better not put it there. I'm going to leave that one. It seems to be surviving. And maybe I'll move this further up the other way, because the ground is too hard and there's too many rocks there. But I've got some there. don't know if you can even see them. Right there. Almost in the corner of the screen. And they look like they're going to be okay. I may put another one here. Let's see how it goes. If you can see it down here. And there's a rock under there. A rock. That is my problem. Well, I've got a couple there already, so let's move on down further. I've got 2 planted here between the rose bush well, I don't know what I'm showing you. Let me take my glove off so I can adjust this camera. But I've got one in the middle of the screen right there that looks like it's going to be okay. I've got a couple of them growing there. 2 of them looks like. And look at my fur babies. They heard me talking. They hear me talking to the camera, so they come out to see what I'm doing. And I don't think I could get another hole dug here. Because see that big boulder? That's the reason I got pots. I got a sunflower with that rose bush. And I tried digging there and it didn't work. Let's see. Let's see if I can dig a hole anywhere around it. You can see where I was digging it up yesterday. But I think I hit rock every time I dug a hole. Right there. There's a rock. It's a boulder. It's a big old boulder. That's the reason I gave up. And that's why my rose bush didn't live there. It's just on top of a boulder. But I got sunflowers out there. And this is all down the property line. Let me get this turned. It's down my property line. You can see the pots. They go right in a row right down the property line right here. And I was trying to put sunflowers between each pot. Because so far I've got sunflowers in each one of the pots. But I do have sunflowers growing beside my rose bush, so that'll be good. And I got sunflowers there. So I will have sunflowers all through down the property line. And I can go ahead and put this one, or these 2 that come up in a clump right here. Because the ground is good and wet. And it's good and, I mean, this is all mulch, topsoil, and all good dirt for these things to grow in, because it took me years to build up this little rock garden. So I think they're going to look good there. I mean, the moonflowers I've got coming up, which is right here and right there, they're all in between the Indian blanket flowers that are coming up. They'll all cover these stumps whenever, they get bigger. But I thought it would be pretty to have sunflowers growing right out of the middle of the rock garden. So that's what I did. I've got more stuff I've got to do. I've got to transplant more flowers, marigolds. Yeah, I need to put a couple of marigolds around the edges of this. Go all the way around the perimeter of the outside border rocks. And I want to put marigolds. Some of my marigolds are not quite big enough to transplant yet. But that's the idea behind that. And see, I got sunflowers here. And most of them came up voluntarily because I had a sunflower growing in there last year. So I'm designated as my sunflower pot this year. But, and if I don't change my mind, like in this corner, I'm going to take one of my pots and put flowers in it and put it in that corner and kind of decorate the outer edge of the garden that I've got wood chips in, and decorate it with flowers. But I haven't done it yet. It takes time. I do have a sunflower there, a little one growing. And look at here, my Rose of Sharon is coming back to life. Look at that. And I was so afraid it was dead, but look at it. It's putting out shoots from the bottom, so it's still alive. Well, that's all I've got for you today, or for this little short video. I just wanted you to see how I had to transplant my sunflowers. Now see, those 4 sunflowers right there, they're going to put out so many seeds this year from the flowers that I'll have plenty of sunflowers coming up here next year. I'm not going to have to worry about any more seeds. Because if you got them planted in a pot, a huge pot, because these get pretty big, and they get heavy, when the wind blows, it'll turn your pot over if you don't have a pretty good sized pot. So, look at that, those cats. They're testing one another. Y'all better behave. Little buddy, you better behave. Yes, you better. Little buddy is still jealous. He don't like any attention being given to Lucky. And there's some sunflowers I transplanted over here on this side. And all I did was put a hole in the ground, put my sunflowers down, covered the roots up, and watered it the first time. And that's it. I haven't watered these since. And I know they shouldn't be here, but because I've got Bermuda grass growing here, and it's just driving me crazy. But I had open dirt, and I wanted to put something there, so I put sunflowers. I think it'll be pretty. All my roses are blooming. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? All of them are blooming. Every one of my rose bushes has buds. Isn't that going to be beautiful when all of these roses open? It's already pretty. But there you go. That's what I wanted to show you about the transplanting your sunflowers. They're easy, pretty easy to transplant and survive. Because, like I said, they're a wildflower. Now, in the very hot, I might have to come out here and put a little bit of water, just throw a little bit of water on those sunflowers occasionally, not all the time, just to give them a little water, especially when it gets really hot, dry, and it's not raining. I may have to throw just a little bit, but not much. And most of the time you don't even have to do that, not with a sunflower. But I hope that helps some of you that's growing sunflowers. You plant seeds one year, and if it's in a rich, good place, and most of you do live in a place where there's rich soil, it rains a lot more than it does here in Texas, so you don't even have to worry about watering them at all, except for the first time you plant them or transplant them. And then when it drops seeds, they'll come up the next year from the seeds. You'll have plenty of sunflowers after that. Here it's a little different because it's so dry. It gets so hot around July and August. I mean, you get up 105, 110 degrees around this area because it's up on a hill. the ground naturally drains real well anyway. So if it doesn't rain for a long time and it's 105, 110 degrees, your ground's going to get dry, really dry. So then I might have to throw a little bit of water on them. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today for this video. I hope this helped you a little bit. I'll see you on the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Y'all have a blessed day.